Hello. In this tutorial I will show you how to scale an object to an accurate measure. Before start, you should have a previous knowledge about the generalities of 3D, how to navigate the scene, how to align objects and how to move, rotate and scale objects. For this, you can check my other tutorials on the webpage www.macrotutorials.com. In 3D Studio Max, you can work artistically and many times we forget the measures, but sometimes we need that an object is a precise measure. So, here you have a way to do it. Before we continue, we need to set the unit system. This is pretty easy. In the menu bar, click on Customize. And down here, click on Unit Setup. And, the program show up this window, the window with Unit Setup. You can choose use the metric system, a system or a custom system or the generic unit system of 3D Studio Max, which is the default system. Anyway, here we can select in the metric system millimeters, centimeters, meters or kilometers. And, in the standard, we can use feet or inches and fractional or decimal. Or create custom units. But, for this case we're going to use meters, and just select metric. And click this down arrow. And select meters. Click the OK button. And it's ready. This should be done before you create something in your scene or the objects will don't use the unit system. Well, in the scene exists this teapot, and we need that this teapot have 3 meters of height, 1.85 meters of length and 2.254 meters of width. So, to do it, we need an object for use it as reference for the measures. We can use a box. We also need a tool that helps us to resize the teapot accurately, and we can use the FFD box. The first step is create and resize a reference object, in this case, a box. In the Create tab on the Command panel. In the section of Standard Primitives, click on Box. And now, click anywhere in the scene and hold it, while you move the mouse pointer. This creates the base of the box. Release the mouse button, and move it up. Or down, to raise the box. To end it, another click. And to finish the process, right-click anywhere. We select the box. And in the Modify tab on the Command panel, we will set the measures. Double-click here, at length, and type on the keyboard, 1.85. Double-click in width, and type on the keyboard 2.254. And the same way in height, double-click, and type 3. To finish, and to make easier visualize all, make it transparent. As the box is already selected, press in the keyboard Alt and X, and is ready. Now, this box is the size that we want in the teapot. The next step is modify the size of the teapot. To do this, we need to apply the FFD box. We can create a FFD box, resize it to match the size, move it to match the position of the teapot, and bind it to the teapot. But, we can make it more simple. And with the teapot selected, in the Modify tab, expands the modifier list, clicking here. And locate the FFD modifier, here it is. Click on it. And, is ready. The FFD box appears around the teapot, formed by orange lines with little squares in the corners called control points. The next step is prove if the FFD box is related to the teapot. And as the modifier in the command panel is already selected, click in the plus sign. Here. See. And now, click in control points. And select a corner in the FFD box. And move this corner. As you can see the teapot change of form when you move the control point, in other words when you move the corner of the box. To restore the initial position, click the Undo button in the main toolbar. And the box is a box again. Well, this means that the teapot will take the size of the FFD box. Then, we only have to align the corners of the FFD box with the corners of the reference box. As we have already selected the control points. Here. When it is selected becomes yellow. So, you can modify these points and change the size of the FFD box and this changes the size of the teapot. Select these 4 points. Click Align. And click at the reference box. Appears the Align window. Only enable the X position. And in the target object, select Minimum. As you can see the back of the FFD box is aligned to the back of the reference box. Click OK to preserve this position. Select this other 4 points. Click Align. And click on the reference box. As the X position and the minimum are already selected, the teapot shrinks. Now, select Maximum in the target object. And click OK. As you can see, the teapot is starting to fit in the reference box. Select this other 4 points. Click on Align. And click the reference box. Disable the X option. And enable the Y option. As in the target object the maximum is already selected, the teapot looks wrong. Select minimum, and this looks better. And click OK. We will rotate it to see it better. And select this other 4 points. Click Align. Click on the reference box. And click Maximum in the target object. Now on OK. Only remains adjust the height. And rotate the view. Select these 4 points. Click Align. Click over the reference box. Disable the Y option in the position group and enable the Z option. As maximum is already selected in the target object, just click OK. And the last alignment. Select the bottom 4 points. Click the Align button. Click the reference box. And, as we have selected the Z option in the maximum, flattens the teapot. Just select minimum in the target object and click OK. Now the teapot fits perfect into the reference object. See. From the top. From the left. Fits. And the front view. Also fits. To get things done, click and control points. Here. To add the addition of the points. Now, click Select by Name in the main toolbar. Select the teapot, click OK. Click on the Modify tab in the command panel. And over the teapot appears FFD 222. Right-click on FFD 222 and appears this list. Click on Collapse to. Accept this. And is ready. The teapot will keep this size even if you delete the reference box. To prove the dimensions of the teapot, click in the Utilities tab. Click and Measure. Select the teapot. And this matches the dimensions that we want at beginning. Also, you can center the pivot of the teapot. Because, now is far away.